1964, when the Beatles still topped the UK charts with A Hard Day's Night, the first season of Doctor Who was drawing to a close with the transmission of a story about the French Revolution, an episode in history also known as the infamous Reign of Terror. The serial was written by the late Dennis Spooner, who would later become the series' story editor. Spooner introduced light-hearted elements into the script, such as the Doctor outwitting the jailer and the overseer to detract attention away from the rather grisly nature of the story. The Reign of Terror was the first ever story to feature sequences filmed on location. Unfortunately, myself and the other members of the regular cast weren't featured in these sequences. Never were. In fact, another actor was asked to copy Bill Hartnell's walk and mannerisms and double for him on location, so none of us were involved. Since the BBC junked its copies of early Doctor Who stories in the 1970s, they've luckily managed to retrieve all but 2 of the 6 Reign of Terror episodes. A print of episode 6 was returned from a private film collector in 1982, and then in 1985, episodes 1 to 3 and another copy of episode 6 were returned from a TV station in Cyprus. Unfortunately, their copies of episodes 4 and 5 were destroyed in a shell attack on their film vault during the Turkish invasion of 1974. The Loose Cannon team has reconstructed some incredible photos so that you can enjoy the last missing 2 episodes of this incredible classic story. I'm going to just tell you 1 or 2 gritty little stories that I remember from this. I don't remember a great deal about it because it was a long, long time ago. But the gentleman who directed it leaves me with an abiding memory. And in fact, it's the only memory I have of him giving me any directions on the set at all. And this memory is to do with him using again and again and again the same words. Well, I think he was Hungarian. I don't think he had many English words, but he had one very favourite English word, maudlin. And he kept telling me not to be quite so maudlin. You have to be so maudlin in this. The scene in question was a scene of me in prison, trying desperately to scratch my way out of it with my nails, dying from some dreadful disease, which nobody seemed to have the answer to, being half-eaten by rats, and anticipating having my head chopped off. I think I was entitled to be a little maudlin. I did ask him what the word meant, and he said, well, you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself. Wasn't I entitled to feel a bit sorry for myself with all these things going on? I thought so. But, yeah, there's that memory, which is quite funny. We all had a giggle over that one. And a very sad memory, because there was a beautiful, beautiful model of, I think it was Rouen, in France. Anyway, it was a place, a very quaint little place, with lots of cobbled streets and lots of gabled roofs, and it was a lovely, lovely place, and they reconstructed this place and made a little set of it. And I loved it, so I really fell in love with it. And they gave it to me at the end of it, and I was so thrilled with it. And I put it in the safest place that I could possibly imagine. That was the top of my wardrobe. And one day, a cleaning lady came along with a feather duster, dusted the top of the wardrobe and dusted off my beautiful little set, and that was the last of it because it smashed into smithereens. And it was terribly sad because it was so sweet. It had little doors that opened and closed, and a little sort of, a tumbril, that's right, it was a tumbril which actually you could push along, had little wheels and things, and had little drawbridges, and it was just beautiful. So that's a very sad memory. But the rest of my memories of that particular one were great because I loved doing costume dramas, and I really preferred the costume dramas to the the peculiar monster ones. I didn't like the monster ones too much. And it was great fun doing it, dressing up. I mean, this is why an actor acts, isn't it? We like dressing up, and we dressed up in that. It's great. So I hope that you enjoy it as much as we enjoy doing it. So, there you go. My thoughts of the piece.
There we are. Home.
Doctor,
It's all right. Chesterton made the position quite clear. Now, I have some work to do.
Grandfather, please.
Hush, child. Say your goodbyes and remember, we shall be leaving almost immediately.
Do you have to be in such a hurry?
Enough time has been wasted bringing you back, young man. I have the universe to explore.
Must you go?
Susan, we visited many places together, had lots of adventures. But you always knew we intended to return home when we could.
Yes, I know, but...
I know it's hard to say goodbye. But one day you'll understand why we had to.
But Grandfather can bring you back any time now.
Don't you see, Susan? The longer we leave it, the harder it'll be.
Still here?
Yes. We're waiting for you to carry out the checks.
Quite unnecessary.
Oh, is it? Are you so certain you know where we are?
Certain? Of course I'm certain. If you doubt me, take a look for yourself. Perhaps that will satisfy you.
It could be, I suppose.
Thank you. Obviously, you're still in doubt. Let us take a longer look through the trees.
Ian, look. Fields, crops. It's fully cultivated.
Yes. Pity it's so dark. I can't see a sign of any buildings.
No, it reminds me of a holiday I once took. In Somerset.
Then I expect it is Somerset, my dear. Well, if you're going, be off with you.
Look, Doctor, I think it'd be better if you came with us, at least to explore.
It's out of the question. I refuse to leave the ship.
Maybe you have succeeded. Maybe we are where you say we are. But I remember an occasion when you took us home once before.
Yes, we met Marco Polo.
Entirely different circumstances. I'm rather tired of your insinuations that I'm not master of this craft. Oh, I admit you did develop a fault to minor fault. On one occasion, perhaps twice. But nothing I couldn't control.
I know that. Of course you're in control. You're always in control. And I'm sure you could revisit us at any time.
Very simple. Quite simple.
Exactly. Quite simple. But you have your important researches to complete. You may not find the time. There's a chance that we won't meet again. Don't you think it would be better if we parted under more friendly circumstances? Say, over a drink?
Yes. Yes, well, perhaps since you put it that way, an hour or two won't come amiss. Susan, bring my stick for you.
Yes, Grandfather?
I'm going to see Ian and Barbara back home safely.
Well done, Ian. I say, do you think we really are home?
I don't know. Won't take us long to find out, will it? Come on.
Well?
Well, those crops suggest a manor or farmhouse. It should be reasonably close.
It's very warm, isn't it? It must be summertime.
Hmm?
Ian,
Yes?
Why, under any lights.
That's a point. It's dusk, and we got a very good view from here.
Well, towns and villages can be well spaced, even in England.
Are we going to stand here talking all night?
All right, Susan, I saw it.
He's talking. All right. Be careful, Bill. Did you see what it was? No, I didn't.
That was a rabbit. You know, Chesterton's getting quite jumpy these days. Young man like him shouldn't suffer from nerves.
Well, that rabbit of yours is putting up quite a fight. Ian, you're hurting him.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Come here, my boy. Where are we? Where do you live?
Grandfather, you're frightening him. We're your friends. Don't be afraid.
Look at him. He's absolutely terrified.
Yes. Of us, or of something else?
Come along, answer my questions, boy.
Please, I've done nothing.
We're not going to hurt you.
No, of course we're not. Look, we've lost our way and we need your help. This is England, isn't it?
England? No, France.
France? Well, how far from Paris?
Not far. 12 kilometers.
Oh, that's something, I suppose.
Paris, eh? 100 miles or so either way is to be expected. After all, it's only a fraction of the distance we've covered. It's quite accurate, in fact.
Yes. Assuming that distance is our only error. You know, Doctor, I have a feeling you've been building up our hopes again.
Oh, nonsense. Let's have a word with the boy. But look here, my boy. Now, hold him like that. Oh!
We lost him.
You don't say.
Pity. He knows these woods like the back of his hand.
I don't know why he was so afraid.
Chesterton, there's a house. Look, straight ahead of us.
Yes. What do you make of it, Barbara?
Well, it looks deserted. You know, I'm certain we're sometime in the past.
Yes. Well, we were 100 miles out. Perhaps we're 100 years out as
Oh,
well.
rubbish, rubbish.
Well, it's possible.
You know, I think we ought to get back to the ship while we still can.
Nonsense. It's your idea to explore anyway. Besides, that might be very interesting. Walk will do us good.
Come on, you two. You're going to be lost in the dark.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Well, we're still not home.
No, we're not, are we? Still, I do think he tried this time. Even if it was out of bad temper.
So we stay with the ship.
Yes. Cheered Susan up, hasn't it?
Well, are you disappointed?
Funnily enough, no. I don't know. Depends where we are. I still could be.
Well, we'd better join the others.
It looks uninhabited. I wonder if we can get in.
Did you find anything? Not yet. Grandfather's seen you can get in.
Oh, is he now? Doctor?
I say, take a look through there, will you? I think your eyes are sharper than mine.
Too dark to see anything, Doctor. No, I don't think anyone's lived here for years. Doctor? Doctor?
We're in luck. The door's unlocked. take upstairs and you search down.
All right.
Where's the doctor?
He's gone upstairs. Look at this. What do you think a candlestick like that's doing in a place like this?
I don't know.
Here's a tinderbox.
Look at this. That isn't. Hey, this is 18th century. What's this one? You don't get a whole wardrobe here. Look, they're all different sizes, too.
Look at these bundles, bottles of wine, bread.
There's another bundle over here. Hey, look at all these maps. There's a whole bunch of daggers down here.
Documents, official documents. Undated, and the name is left blank. They're passes, Barbara.
Yes, but nobody lives here. I mean, look at the dust everywhere.
This is a stopping off place. A link in some escape chain. Here, look at this.
Hey, this is signed by Robespierre.
Robespierre. Must be a... Now, wait a minute. The doctor's put us down right in the middle of the French Revolution.
The Reign of Terror.
Doctor? Doctor?
How do I look?
Oh, very pretty, mademoiselle. Hairstyle's a bit modern, but it's all right. So it's a good idea to change into these clothes. It won't look so conspicuous when we go back to the ship.
We might not get back to the ship if Grandfather hears we're in the Reign of Terror.
Why not?
It's a favorite period in the history of Earth.
We're not getting very far, are we? What's he doing up there? Come on. Let's go and find him.
Don't move. Please put that on the table. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Don't waste time, Rupert. Kill them. They're after us.
I think not. But I would advise you to answer the question.
We're travelers. We only stopped here till we could find our way.
At a deserted house.
You'll gain nothing by this questioning. We should be moving on.
Patience, D'Argenson. Even in these troubled times, our visitors have the right of an explanation, even if our enemies do not accord such privileges.
We're not your enemies. We are what we say we are, travelers.
When you entered our hideout, you entered our lives. Did you travel alone?
Yes?
You see, they lie.
We found the old man upstairs. Do not count on his assistance.
What have you done with him?
At the moment, he's safe. It was in your power to see that he came to no harm. But your answer proves that you do not speak truthfully. There is something you are concealing.
It doesn't concern you.
We must be leaving now. The soldiers will have followed.
In France now, there are only two sides. You're either with us or against us. Our sympathies are obvious. We want to know yours.
We appreciate what you say. But we have no side. We're not even French.
A word of warning. If you intend to stay in France, you will have to choose.
We cannot trust them now.
If we are to escape from France, we must have faith. If all people are incapable of our trust, we shall take the tenor with us.
Where is my grandfather?
The old man. D'Argenson, go.
Listen.
Soldiers. They found us. But they'll take us to Paris for the guillotine. Rupert, I can't let it happen. My whole family were executed. Even my younger sister. They came to the house while I was out and they dragged them away. We do not know what we have to chance.
Here. Our only hope is to stay here and hide. They may pass.
They're coming in.
It will be the guillotine for all of us.
Quiet!
Wait here. The pigs will still be running. They won't have stopped yet.
And this was their route, according to our information, Sergeant. They could be hiding in this house.
I'll have the men search the place.
No, let's let them rest. They've had a long march. We'll cover the back.
We'll block their escape.
If they are in there, we can let them suffer the waiting.
You, round the back.
Go yourself, citizen.
But if they run, you'll have the chance of stopping them.
Yeah. It's a long time since I had a royalist to myself.
Your eyes open.
Don't worry. They won't get past me.
They're not coming in.
No. The intention is to break our nerve. To leave, face arrest and execution. Friends warn us and friends denounce us.
Seems the soldiers followed you. Who knew you were taking this road?
Oh, indeed. It's difficult to have secrets these days.
Ian, grandfather.
The old man, he's upstairs somewhere.
D'Argenson, you dealt with him?
Never mind. I'll find him. D'Argenson! Come back! You fool!
Sergeant!
Rouvray!
Move!
And get away from that man!
Take him!
You'll listen to me!
So, Rouvray, your voice still carries authority, even to my soldiers.
You, come here. Give it to me. You can give them uniforms, Lieutenant, but they remain peasants underneath.
Let's get the other one! Hold him! Hold him! Ah!
A desperate attempt. And a very nearly worked.
Doctor? Doctor, where are you?
Oh, my sergeant was right. We did first to look in the house.
We are not... Silence!
If any of them speak again without permission, shoot them.
The bodies have been removed, Lieutenant. What about these?
Outside.
Go on, you heard Lieutenant. Move! Side into the courtyard. Load muskets.
We already have. Get out of the way.
Stop! We taking the parents?
No, we'll shoot them here.
We've got the men we came for.
Yes, and more. I think we kill them.
Now listen. We also want credit for our additional prisoners. The maitre may not believe us if he doesn't see them for himself.
That's true. And there may be a reward.
Sergeant's right. That is a reward.
And besides, why should we do what Madame Guillotine can do so much better?
Let's take them to Paris, to the guillotine.
Move! Get along.
Wait! We'll burn the house down!
Is there a sign of him? House. Look at the house.